No, I've always thought that when elected officials take an oath of office, they take an oath of office to help preserve the city and protect the citizens that live here and the businesses that do business here. The action tonight by the 5 members of council, to me, show the disdain that they have for the operation of city government. I really believe that you have members of council that their only goal is to create controversy, create chaos, so somehow it would, of course, hurt the city and hurt me in particular. That said, elections are decided by the citizens of Massillon, pure and simple. These kinds of actions can only hurt the city and the citizens of Massillon. There's no justification for it. When you threaten to shut the city government down, who are you hurting the most? You're hurting the citizens of this great city. And it's sad that if they're going to constantly argue the same points over and over again, but they themselves do not come up with any alternatives in the revenue side of it. And Councilman McCune is 100% right. If you're going to criticize, then you need to come up with your own proposals to improve the city and to improve the revenue stream for the city. But all they want to do is hurt the city. And I am just completely shocked that for the first time in history of this great city that we have 5 legislators that are willing to take that chance. Well, I'll tell you something. The citizens of Massillon should unite because of this. And the 5 people that did this disservice to them, they should feel the wrath of the citizens of Massillon. Well, we have to sort of regroup, go back. I'm sure that's why Councilman Manson called a meeting of the Finance Committee. What everyone has to understand, the budgetary process is the same process every year. It doesn't change. And it's just interesting that 5 members decide to make an issue out of the budget this year. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think they're attempting to hurt me and my candidacy for re-election of this great city. They're not hurting Frank Cicchinelli. They're hurting the citizens of Massillon. And that's unfortunate. So I would hope that cooler heads will prevail and at least one of those 5 people come to their senses. But I guess if you really don't love the city of Massillon like the vast majority of people that live here love this community. And I do question the loyalty and the love of one's community when you vote to shut the government down that serves the people of Massillon. That's the police department, that's the fire department, that's every department that serves the great citizens of Massillon. I'm just shocked. I really am. I never thought that we would come to this. But hey,
your opponent, well, I should say Mr. McCune, said that this was a vote to shut the city down, and you were voting against it.
He's absolutely right. Well, of course.
Your opponent in the primary said that this was dramatic.
Dramatic? Well, the city of Massillon is a business. And if all of a sudden the dollars that run the city are gone, and if you don't have a budget, every solid business has a budget in which to operate. If there are no dollars, and this body decided to go to the quarterly budget, and we told them that nothing has changed, and we told them back in November or December of last year that nothing was going to change. This is the process the budget goes through every year. This is not unique. I ask again, is it a coincidence that we're talking about this type of situation, this drastic situation, because it's an election year? I say it has a lot to do with what certain people voted for or voted against.
Why did you present a second time around the same? It was defeated the first time.
Well, there were a couple minor tweaks, but yes, primarily it's the same budget. Because the only dollars that can be certified, the only dollars that we can spend are the dollars that can be certified by the County Budget Commission.
What made you think that?
Because it's the same. It's the same. Well, no, that's not the issue. The issue is it's the same process, Matt, that we have used countless times. This is my 25th budget, and we've used the same process process. This isn't a unique process to any level of government. When I hear people say that you've got to submit a totally balanced budget, we are totally balancing the budget with the available revenue that can be certified. That doesn't mean that as the year goes on, there's not going to be any other revenues coming in. And we have proven with our aggressive development programs and our aggressive plan in place, dollars do come in. But as of the date of the budget, the dollars that are certified are the dollars we have to use. But every year we come up with additional dollars because you have growth in a lot of these revenue streams. But you can't account for that growth until the money's actually in fund. And that is what we're talking about here. They're playing a semantic game with the livelihoods of our citizens and the livelihood of our businesses. They're playing games. And I don't think the people of Massillon appreciate playing games.
What will happen April 1st? There's nothing in place.
We have to gather. We're certainly going to do that tomorrow and give some scenarios. I'll do whatever I have to do to keep the city afloat, and we'll do that. But they want to play with people's lives. That is unbelievable. I have never seen this in the city of Massillon, even at the federal level. They argue and they fight, but they always come to an agreement at the end. Because guess what? The budgetary process at the federal level is very similar to ours. Certainly not the same amount of revenue, but the fact is it's the same process. It's nothing that's different now, except we have a campaign, we have an election. That's sad.
Now, Councilman Peters has supported you quite a bit in the past. Was that a particular surprise that he voted no tonight?
I'm not going to, Martin, I'm not going to comment on legislators' votes. I was shocked that all 5 of them voted no. I was shocked that all 5 of them voted no, knowing the dire consequences.
Well, did you think it was a real discussion by Councilman Anderson that he possibly was going to vote?
No, he said at the last work session that he was voting for the budget.
Right, and so
somebody probably got to him. I'm sure someone got to him to make him change his mind. But then again, that's the kind. There's a couple members of council that you can't depend on, that all of a sudden switch votes in a matter of days or hours, and it's unfortunate because again, who gets hurt? But he stated at the work session that he was voting for it, and all of a sudden he votes against it. Well, you draw your own conclusions. But I don't point out 1 or 2 of them. I point out all 5. They're all guilty of the same mistake, and that is hurting the city of Massillon.
Councilman Peters told me that McCune's statement was a factor in it's not passing. Do you have a reaction to that?
Again, I can't really comment on that because what Councilman McCune said was totally accurate and the truth.
So something's different.
I don't understand what the problem is. You know what's interesting? I've attended, during this budgetary process, I probably have attended 5 meetings, maybe 5 of 8. Okay. 6 of 8. 6 of 9, something like that. And I'm talking about work sessions and regular council meetings. And most of the time, and Matt can attest to this, most of the time, they didn't have any questions. It's just the last couple of meetings, maybe the first meeting where it was introduced, and maybe tonight or our work session. But there's how many times to talk when you don't have any comments, and then all of a sudden you vote no. Hey, there's a reason for that. They each should be asked why. But when you take an oath of office, you take an oath of office to represent the city of Massillon. What those 5 legislators did tonight it does not represent what's best for the city.
In the campaign, are you going to lay this in the lap of Catazero Perry and say that she was the leader of this movement?
Martin, this has nothing to do with the campaign. This is the budget that needs to be passed by the city council, or a budget that needs to be passed by city council to operate the city. Politics and campaigns have nothing to do with this right now.